right, here's the one. We set IP detection to give our users a better experience, but traffic has decreased. Who knows what happened here? Google can't get in. There's one. You know, if you're saying you must be in Germany to view this page, and Google tries crawling from Mountain View, are they in Germany? No. And then, so here's an example. Here's one where actually when they came in to get the sitemap, it blocked user agents from getting it, so redirected it to the home page. If they can't get your XML sitemap, or if you're treating bots because you think they're wasting resources, make sure they can get to the stuff they need. Here's another one. So this is one of my developers in Lithuania. He was looking for this bag, and it came up for the US. He actually didn't care as long as he could buy it. And so what do you think happened when he clicked on that? Remember, he's in Lithuania. They sent him to the Swiss-Italian homepage. Why? We tried to ask him, why? It was, well, we know it's IP redirection, but why the Swiss-Italian? Why not UK, or why not EU, or why not anything? If you don't have Lithuanian, what's the next best market? And we find very few people test this. They don't know what happens to second and third tier markets. Where do they go? And so test it. You know, the other one is, so what he did is he's a developer, so he understands how this stuff works. So first thing he did is he saw the pattern in the URL, and he wanted to get to the UK site, so he changed the pattern for EN UK. Well, let me get it from the UK. And Cloudflare blocked him because what human would be come to one page and then immediately come to another version without coming through a page. So Cloudflare was set up that if it looked like people were trying to hack into the system, it was blocked. He couldn't get in to buy this. So he went to Amazon and bought somebody else's product. And we see this a lot. So again, Thermo Fisher, they asked me to look at something. And then I was in the US, they wanted me to look at a German site and said, hey, we can't serve you this content. And guess what? They cookied me. So when I was in Germany, I couldn't see it then. Even using something like TunnelBear or one of the other, you know, setting this as being an IP in Germany, I had to actually clear all my cookies and then go incognito to see the page. Now, what if somebody, as Dan was saying, somebody was traveling in Germany and wanted to come, and they would come back to the US and want to buy from them? They can't. They may not know how to clear their cookies. I hate this timer, it always goes away. Here's another one we're seeing with IP location. So this is EN US, but because Google, we actually looked in the server logs and found that Google had fetched this from Germany, even though it was the EN US, because their location request was Germany, it actually shows German for the EN US, because that's where the request came from. And we see Google crawling a lot out of Zurich, so we're seeing some chaos like this with German being put into snippets or into titles because they're overriding the logic with location. They should have rewrote this exactly in Dan's flowchart. That's why you build an extensive flowchart. What happens if the user comes from Germany? Exactly as his flowchart showed, it should roll you back to the DEDE version, not put German into the EN US version where it gets indexed in Google. So the tests, what is the default? Ask people what happens. And again, build the beautiful flow chart that he has. Where's the fallover? That's the magical word. When you ask them, what's the fallover in Lithuania? I don't know. Cloudflare does something with it, or Akamai does something with it. But ask what it is. If it's a market that drives traffic, you'll want to know. And use something like TunnelBear VPN or ExpressVPN, because now we used to be able to put that ampersand GL equals and a country code to find out get results from another market. We can't do that anymore. So you have to use some sort of VPN system to actually make it look like you're in that market. And so, turn on user agent detection in your browser. There's plugins for that. Try to go to some of these pages and see what you get. And if you get sent somewhere else, that means there's something broken. And put in the ticket to get that fixed. allowing the engines to have what they want. I want to make this crystal clear. If I'm a search engine and I'm asking for a German page, let me have the German page. You're not switching it because they never just appear. They always request. They get a list of URLs and then they fetch it. That's crawling 101. And so we have purists that say, well, if you actually don't, if you detect the agent and let them have what they want, that's cloaking. It's not cloaking, it's letting them have what they asked for in the first place. And so that's the way to deal with it. Let them get what they want. Use all that other funky stuff for actual people.